Hello and welcome to my talk for this week. In Fredericton, it began to rain on Sunday morning as I left to take a confirmation service in Grand Bay, and it continued until Monday evening without much of a break. There's an old saying, it never rains but it pours, and that was certainly the case in the last couple of days. I'm finding there's a sense that it can be the same with grief. One sadness piles on another. They're not all deaths, but disruptive things, which bring with them things to grieve. Under normal circumstances, these might pass by without very much notice being taken of them. But when there are significant losses to grieve, the smaller ones attach themselves to the larger issues and seem to increase the levels of grief. In our yard, Debbie and I have been working on planting and trying to contain other plants, because with the Lambeth Conference and a visit to family in the UK, we'll be away for a few weeks this summer. At the back of our house, we have a large bed which is full of perennials and some annuals, but it's not as we would like it. This spring and summer was to be the time when it was to be brought to heel, but circumstances have conspired against us. As I've reflected on my grief, I've seen many analogies in that particular area of the yard. One of the things we all try to do with grief is to at least keep it at bay. We want to control it so that it doesn't burst out at awkward moments. One of the ways some gardeners try to keep unwanted plants, we call them weeds, from breaking through is to mulch them. The problem with this can be that they're kept warm and watered, leading them to burst out even more quickly. It's not wise to try to repress grief. It can grow very large, or it can become twisted and even change into something which will cause us much more pain later. The roots can become very deeply buried within us. One thing we noticed this year is that several perennials have apparently died due to winter kill. Again, with grieving, that can happen. If we don't provide some of the good things in our lives with the right conditions to survive the storms of grief, they may die. On the other hand, several weeks ago, when I looked at a buddleia, I thought it was dead. Then I noticed a small green leaf growing from the root. Slowly, what I thought was dead has not been lost, but is gradually recovering. Its growth has to be actively nurtured. There are also plants which quite naturally come back to life after their winter rest. As we grieve, we'll all find these growing in our lives, the things which have given and give us strength, enabling us to flourish. They may be knocked down by events, but now they're back, providing the joy we need. Debbie and I have also planted some annuals. They will only stay for a season, but what beauty and pleasure they give. As we grieve, we will find annuals, the short-term special things which encourage us along the way. This will be my last talk for a while. As I mentioned earlier, Debbie and I are heading for the UK. And although we'll be back in early August, I'm going to take a break and give you a break from these talks. They'll be back in September. I hope you have a great summer. Thank you for being with me. God bless.